So what we've got here is the challenge of the day, which is a 1959 BSA, and I'm fed up with having to remove my finger to operate the indicator switch that you can see on the right hand side of the screen. So I've ordered this from eBay, China, and it's come with far too bright a chrome. And today's experiment challenge is to dull the chrome down and age the switch assembly that would typically look like the patina that you can see here. I've got to sort that speedo out of the switch assembly. So here we've got the switch assembly from the indicator, disassembled of all internals. All the internal switching electrics have been removed, and on sort of reading the internet, reading the web, people have suggested using a hydrochloric acid. Now, I'm only a regular guy. I don't keep anything like that in the house. But in reading further on the internet, people suggested bleach, and Harpic Black has a 9% hydrochloric acid mix, and I decided to use it on one part initially for an hour. I can tell you clearly that after an hour it had no results, so at some risk I decided to leave it, as you can see here, bubbling away and fermenting, and there was certainly a reaction to lead me to believe that something was happening. I don't recommend anybody leave a lid on this sort of substance if you go down this route, because it brings a gas with it. Here we can see 14 hours, having lifted it out after an hour, it had no effect at all. And indeed, after 14 hours, there was still no effect. So the chrome was completely intact. And head scratchingly, I actually thought it was starting to brighten up and actually look more like chrome. So further investigation led me to try using a high-speed mop. And what you can see here is, on the left hand side is the part that I've offered up to the high-speed mop, and on the right is the grease off my fingers. You can see it tarnishing the chrome, but I'm actually taking the chrome past the state of the switch assembly being chromed and working out that in the 63 years of the motorcycle, that certain areas within the switch assembly that would have come into contact either with humans or with the weather, being exposed to the underside of the switch, it would have actually worn down probably to the nickel. That if anybody understands the process prior to actually applying chrome to steel, is that it has a very, very thin layer of nickel prior to the chrome, so the chrome takes to the metal from the nickel coating. So on the high points there, what I'm showing is that I'm actually taking it past actually being chromed. It's quite hard to see the effect or how successful I've actually been in dulling it down compared to the right, although you've got a comparative image there on the right, because the fluorescent light in my garden shed is actually increasing the reflection within its own right. So how did I do this? I bought a £6 mop from Screwfix and I mounted it in a pillar drill within my potting shed come workshop come children's dumping ground. And here you can see at slow speed I'm actually taking off the bright chrome that leads to the effect that you can now see. It's easier to see now the nickel coating coming through. This is a shot taken on a piece of kitchen roll within my house, and I've actually purposely tried to instigate a little bit of damage within the body housing of the switch to further increase the idea that it's of a certain age. If you find my videos useful, please really think about subscribing. It really helps the algorithm for my little channel. But not only that, it does let me know that I'm not just rambling to myself in either my sound booth doing this voiceover or trying to show people things that either work or don't work. But there we go. Thanks for watching. I hope to see some of you on the road this year. Ride safe.